A district court judge in the United States has ordered Chicago State University to grant a former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, access to the academic records of President Bola Tinubu as requested. In the court's accompanying memorandum opinion and order, Justice Nancy Maldonado overruled President Tinubu's objections to the release of the document and adopted in full the recommendations of an earlier judgment on the matter. The court therefore granted Atiku's application. In reaching this conclusion, the court emphasized that it is expressing no view on the merits of Atiku's underlying claims regarding President Tinubu or his graduation from CSU, or on the validity of the Nigerian election, nor is the court taking any position on what any of the documents or testimony from CSU may or may not ultimately show. Judge Maldonado ordered Chicago State University's corporate designee to be completed by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, October 3rd, in view of Supreme Court of Nigeria's deadline for filing, which is fixed for October 5th. The court stated that it will not extend the deadlines. It also cautioned Tinubu that any request for a stay before the court will be denied.
In what appears to be the last grip of a prima facie petition aimed at upstaging President Bola Tinubu's hold on power, Atiku Abubakar's counsel had demanded to unravel President Tinubu's academic records at the U.S. institution to boost his petition at Nigeria's Supreme Court. The Chicago State University had come under torrents of criticisms for locking its X or Twitter account, which contains details of Tinubu's academic records and the class of '79 which Tinubu claims to belong. The coming days had continued to build spurious sentiment and curiosity against Tinubu's academic records, which is being shrouded in secrecy. Tinubu's prayers on Monday came as part of the ongoing legal battle unfolding at the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago. The case was brought by Atiku, who has been on a judicial quest to establish that Tinubu was not eligible to be Nigeria's president despite his election victory in February 2023. After a long-drawn clamor for the full disclosure of Tinubu's certificate, the U.S. court finally ordered the Chicago State University to release President Tinubu's documents, but limiting it to only his diploma certificate. While this was supposed to clear every doubt, contrary to expectations, it wasn't so, as it turned out more controversial due to the discrepancies in two different signatures and dates on the certificates. But Tinubu's counsel dismissed any insinuation of deliberate fraud by putting the blame as a clerical error on the Chicago State University. His counsel says, quote, "There is harm in allowing discovery on issues and documents outside the diploma." Tinubu's lawyers said this in the full briefing to the court seeking a review of Judge Jeffrey Gilbert's order by a district judge, Nancy Maldonado. As it stands, the controversies concerning President Bola Tinubu credentials runs deep, with the President's counsel hesitant on full disclosure, especially on the demand for a detailed transcript or gender, even as the Chicago State University remains bound by a privacy clause. The identity of who was admitted into Chicago State University in the 1970s has been a hot issue after college transcripts emerged that indicated the school admitted a female Bola Tinubu from Southwest College, Chicago in 1977. Political analysts say as the issue lingers, the certificate saga still holds more puzzle for Atiku's legal team to unravel, while President Tinubu's team will need to convince the international community of the acclaimed validity of his credentials.
Update. Talk about President Tinubu result. Okay, US don't bring come out say President Tinubu not actually get results for Chicago State University, and that is US. This is not Nigeria. Chicago State University don't release results to Atiku. And according to the judgment, they say make they release the result. They don't release the result. They discover say na female. They discover say different dates different dates of results with Tinubu present, different signature, different gender. You know, those three things. US is so coordinated that they can't make mistake, and they are very accurate, and they have got their independence. They have got their independence long time ago, and they are very organized when it comes to education. The educational system is not jaga jaga, is not anyhow like the way Nigeria is. I can tell you that the issue of forgery for our President Tinubu is already settled, and that is a crime in Nigeria. Okay. And I will also say that US is not like Nigeria, that we see facts and you just give money to judiciary and judiciary say whatever they want to say. But let's see, it's not everybody in the judiciary anyway. I've always maintained that lunatic people in the judiciary, they are that hunger and poverty want to kill and want to sabotage the judiciary. And I tell you, and that's some people I see there, even in the Supreme Court, we have seen them demonstrate integrity, and we are looking forward that they will do justice. The question is, what is the way forward for our President Tinubu? Going forward in this case, does he have a chance? Time shall tell. But even though at the end of the day, the judiciary see that it doesn't matter, but we know history has it that forgery was established and nothing was done. At the end of the day, we are sponsoring corruption, we are sponsoring evil, we are sponsoring bad things and evil in our country, and the world is watching. Lastly, I will speak to judiciary. If you guys refuse to say the honest thing, the whole world now knows that there's a clear evidence of forgery. And if you refuse to do something, and at the end of the day, you are killing judiciary. I'll give you an example. An example is if a lawyer, if you study law in Nigeria and you go to other country, as it stands today, there is no value for law. You know, I've gone through required job in international community, especially Canada and the US and the UK. I've not seen law. Nobody's looking for law, but you see doctors, you see engineering, they are looking for it, especially the doctors. Because you know what? The doctors have not been corrupted. If you can't pay them, they move, they jackpot. But Nigeria, if you can't pay them, they will begin to look for a way to just dent the image of judiciary. And it's happening. But we are looking for a way where judiciary will begin to make name all over the world. I'm just trying to make sense anyway.